Welcome back to Urban Regenerative Gardening. I'll show you how to garden without buying fertilizers, pesticides, how to do seed saving, how to make compost, and to tell you about all the beneficial reasons to do regenerative gardening as opposed to the conventional gardening that we've kind of evolved into. We kind of evolved away from regenerative gardening way back in the day, thinking that these modern chemicals and things like that are the way to go, pesticides and fertilizers, but really they're not. Now that people are waking up to it now that there's supply chain issues. So that's one of the things that if you don't need fertilizers and pesticides, and you can do seed saving, that's one of the things that benefits with regenerative gardening. The other is carbon sequestration. So if you're one of those that are worried about carbon in the air, when you make your own compost, when you're making the dirt for your garden, and the carbon gets locked into the compost and stays there. And, so that's a good thing if you're worried about that. Also, you don't have to worry about the chemicals running off from your yard from the fertilizers and pesticides. You don't have to worry about that running into the water supply. And yeah, there's quite a bit of food security is another one. You can feel more secure about your food because it's right out in your yard. And also related to that is a lot of people are worried about the distance that food travels, all the energy that gets used in the food, making the food and bringing the food to market. That's another thing it's a benefit for society. And yeah, that's pretty much the main thing there. It's a lot to remember. I had to make notes on it. But so those are the reasons to do regenerative gardening. So today I'm doing a video on just general maintenance of the garden, all the different things I got going on recently. One of the cool things that I've noticed just recently is last year I planted potatoes in a bunch of different places, and they kind of popped up all around different areas. This is one of the areas where they popped up on their own. Like the following year they'll come up on their own, because when you try to dig your potatoes out, you can't get every little thing, and they come back. And I just noticed the other day, I guess it rained really good. You can see what I did was I had some extra compost, and I you know how you're supposed to pile up dirt around your potato plants. Well, I took the extra compost and I put them around different areas where the potatoes were coming up, and I seen, look, it promoted. This is I don't know if you can see the level there. I put quite a few shovelfuls of dirt around these potato plants, and it actually worked. It's promoting new potatoes. Like, how cool is that, right? I noticed it over here too. See, I covered it up. Yeah, there's one there. Dude, it's so awesome. So it worked. I just said, well, let me try this. I got some extra compost here. Let's see what happens. And these potatoes would not be here had I not piled up that dirt. Because right there's the old level of dirt. Probably a good 2-3 inches higher. So I thought that was pretty cool. And let's see what else I have going on to show you guys. Oh yeah, if you've been watching my channel, I did a garden extension here. Just like, if you see my garden extension video from like a month ago, little under a month ago actually, probably about 3 weeks. Well, I put some string beans and some celery and the cabbage. The cabbage is the only one that didn't work out. But the string beans, you see they're starting to get string beans on them, and I just planted them out like 3 weeks ago. So that's pretty cool. You can see the string beans. And these are my old batch here. I planted these way back in like, I think late, they call it Memorial Day weekend. I planted these guys. They were really coming on hard there for like 2 weeks. I guess the hot and dry weather really kind of hurt them, and they just stopped putting out new string beans. But then it kind of cooled down some and rained a bunch. And right after we got a really good rain, they started flowering again, and boom, I got string beans coming back on there. So there's nothing like rain. I mean, you can water, but rain, there's nothing like rain. So, yeah, they see them coming back. I kept picking them, and I'd only get, at the worst of it, I was only getting like a handful. I'd pick the whole thing and get like a handful of string beans. Now I'm gonna pick these today. So I'm out here grounding, making a nice update video for you guys. It's a Sunday, and I figured, well, let me show you guys what's going on here. Here's my celery. Let's see, I'll show some other stuff here. If you've been watching my channel, I had a different barrier around my strawberry patch. They were having a hard time there for a while. They had a good harvest in the spring, and then something happened. They just kind of got sickly looking, and I gave them some tender loving care and put a new barrier around here. And now I'm getting strawberries back again. Strawberries there. I've been coming out here and picking. I eat my supper and I come out and get dessert out off of my strawberries. So that's another update there. And in this area here is where I had my garlic. I always pull them the very beginning of July, and then I have plants ready to put right back in. It's August 4th right now, so it's been about a month when I put these plants back in here. And with regenerative gardening, since I don't put pesticides, you kind of, like here you win some here, and you lose some. That's regenerative gardening. It's something you have to be able to accept, because I just look at this as like a sacrificial plant for the bugs. The bugs got that one, the bugs didn't get this one. So that's kind of the way it goes. And here's some nice healthy looking celery here. This is celery. I'll make this part of the video. I'll show you how I put my take these old scraggly ones, these young little scraggly plant leaves off of here, right? And then I'll show you over here. I made these homemade tubes here. These guys, you set them over top, and you have to kind of time it right. They have to be kind of really healthy, like the ones I showed you there. If you time it right, put these going here, and then they kind of blow up and they grow real fast. If they're real healthy and they're growing real fast, you won't have bug issues like slugs and whatnot that come with it. The last couple I harvested, I didn't have any slugs. I harvested some so I make a batch of soup. When I was on vacation a few weeks ago, I made a batch of soup with mostly my garden plants. Here's a nice rutabaga that I planted in the spring. This guy actually came back from last year. This is the cabbage. Looks like it's gonna have like 3 little heads on it or something. I'm just letting it do whatever it wants to do. Something else I did was I did some research on YouTube how to maintain your how to harden off your onions. I started these onions inside, had mixed success. They said on the video was see how limp and soft this head is? That's what you gotta wait for. You gotta wait for them to be completely limp before you harvest them. And now I'll let this dry here, and you said it may take even a month for that to completely harden off. I want it to be completely dried out. So this is kind of the setup I came up with. I know my porch is a mess. I'll have to clean that up someday. But that's the bachelor life. I can clean up whenever I want to. Anyway, let's see, what else I got going on here? Yeah, there's some other areas where potatoes. There was a potato plant there, and I put some dirt around it. I just want to check these guys and see if I got lucky. I don't really feel anything here. Did the same thing over there. There was some potato plants. I'm gonna dig. I'm pretty sure. Like here's a spot where there was a potato, and I put some dirt around it. I don't really feel anything there. But here, I want to dig this spot up today at least and see what there is in here, because it looks like I can squeeze a plant in between these 2 celeries. So I'm gonna like put those homemade covers on the celeries, and then and dig these potatoes up from here, and then I'll see there's a little potato node right there. Now had I put a big thing of dirt right here, there would be a huge potato right here. So I just didn't get around to putting any over here for whatever reason. But anyway, I'm gonna dig this up and see what I can find, and then probably put a cabbage plant. I got some extra plants inside. I'd rather, when I start my plants, I like to have extra. I'd rather have too many than not enough. So anyway, I guess I got some plants inside my indoor garden. I'll put a cabbage here, dig them up, put a cabbage here. So that'll be part of my video. That, and I'll dig the ones up I showed you before. And I might dig around a couple other little areas too, just to see what I can find. Because I used the rest of my potatoes this week, so next weekend I'll be starting to eat my potatoes. So I'll have them ready to go. There's some garbage blew in from a rainstorm or whatever. So that'll be the video today. Probably gonna be a long one. So I'm digging around in here, and so far I haven't really found much. These are just, like I say, these are just guys that popped up on their own. I do see tiny little ones here and there, so I'm not sure. Gotta keep feeling around here. Maybe I'll go find some. There's some worms. I got a job for them to do in the new garden there, in the new garden section I showed you. I'll put, if I can find some more worms, that'd be nice too. I'm not feeling any more potatoes. I have to dig around some more, deeper. Dig deeper, maybe I'll find some potatoes. There's a worm. I'm digging for worms and potatoes. So I think it'll promote more health on those string bean plants if I can get worms over there. So I think I noticed something this morning. I'll explain it to you when I get over there. Yeah, don't see a whole lot of potatoes in this spot. Another worm. Okay, so I'll cover this. Try to cover this back up with the leaves to protect the life. And it keeps the weeds down too. It's a really good weed suppressant. These are ground up leaves from last fall when I was mowing my grass. They're barely leaves anymore. I'm gonna go around to different areas. I looked over here too, I didn't see many. So, I'll show you what I do with these worms. I'll show you what my thinking is over here. I noticed something this morning. See, these are a little darker green here than over here. It could actually be that the life is working its way this way, like the worms, because this is the original ground. The worms are probably making their way over into this part, and they're darker green here. So it could be that that's what's happening. I think I'm seeing the same thing over here on this other side too. See, these are a little bit darker here compared to right in here. They get lighter. So it could be that life is working its way this way and they're doing better. So it could. So whenever I see a worm, I'm working around in here or whatever, and I see worms. Hasn't been too many, a couple here and there. I've been taking the worms and spreading them around in here. Let them do their thing. Maybe they'll make baby worms and get things moving. This is another spot over here where a lot of them came up. This is a spot I originally showed you earlier. I'm gonna go ahead and harvest these guys. Oh boy, look at that. Nice. Bucket over here. Oh yeah. There you go. Oh, this guy. Boom. Nice. See what we got here. Oh. Anything here? At least not right when I pull them up. Let's see what we got. Get these out of the way here so I can. Alright, look at that. I could have put more dirt in there and gotten more. Alright. Gotta get this on camera. Look at that. Very cool. Like I said there, look at them little nodes on top there. I probably could have put some more dirt. Didn't see them until just now. This is nice. And said these guys just came up on ground from the year before. It's probably better than the harvest I had over here last year. This is one of the areas that didn't do real great last year. But for this small spot here, that's a pretty good deal. Feel around, see if I can find. Oh, look at that. There's another one. Look at that. What that is. Welcome. Hey. Get my digger out. Oh, there's another little guy. Pretty good though for that small little spot. Yeah, they had a pepper plant here and I wasn't getting no sun because of the potatoes. It's getting sun now. Let's see. I think there's let's see if I can find some more with this. Get a little deeper or whatnot. No. Boy, that's some nice looking soil. I'll just kind of spread this out now. Don't need a mound of dirt there now. Spread it out evenly. Share the goodness. Maybe bring some over here in this pepper plant. And over in this pepper plant. There's some peppers coming on there. Spreading the goodness around. And this broccoli plant. Oop, hey, I found another one. Little guy. Yeah. Oh yeah. Alright, let's see. There's another little plant. Pepper, or another potato plant here that came up. See, that one tried shriveling up. Have to dig around here and see if there's anything. This is some hard original soil there. This isn't compost. This spot isn't compost. It's a rare spot that's not compost in my garden. All there was is this one little tiny one there. Now maybe if I had thrown some compost on that earlier, I might have gotten something. Oh. I only had so much compost to spread around, so I had to be kind of where I thought they were going to do the best job. But there's some potatoes for next week.